You're strolling down a quiet street on a perfect day, the sun warm on your face, a gentle breeze in the air. Everything feels just right, until, out of nowhere, a strange sensation washes over you. This moment, this exact scene, feels like you've lived it before. The way the light hits the pavement, the faint hum of the world around you, it's all eerily familiar, yet you can't pin down when or where you've experienced it. Your heart skips a beat, a mix of wonder and unease bubbling up. What is this feeling? Why does it feel so vivid, so haunting? If you've ever felt this, you're not alone. Welcome to the mind-bending mystery of déjà vu, a phenomenon that's puzzled scientists, philosophers, and dreamers for centuries. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the enigma that makes your brain whisper, "I've been here before." Déjà vu, French for already seen, is that uncanny moment when the present feels like a memory you can't quite grasp. It's not rare. In fact, studies suggest about 2/3 of people worldwide have experienced it at least once. You might be one of them, caught off guard by a fleeting sense of familiarity that leaves you questioning reality itself. This isn't just a quirk of the mind. It's a phenomenon that's had neuroscientists and psychologists scratching their heads for over a century, chasing answers that still elude us. Is it a glitch in your brain, a whisper from a past life, or something even stranger? Let's unravel the mystery together, exploring the science, the stories, and the tantalizing possibilities that make déjà vu so gripping. The term déjà vu was first coined in 1876 by Émile Boirac, a French philosopher and psychic researcher. In his book, The Future of Psychic Sciences, he described it as a feeling of familiarity that's both vivid and inexplicable, like stepping into a moment you swear you've lived before. But this isn't a modern discovery. As far back as 400 CE, St. Augustine wrote about false memories. And even earlier, around 100 CE, the philosopher Pythagoras hinted at similar experiences. Déjà vu has woven itself into literature and lore for centuries, from medieval poetry to modern novels, each account adding to its mystique. It's not just a fleeting thought, it's a universal human experience that feels like a crack in the fabric of reality. So what exactly is déjà vu? At its core, it's the sensation that you've already encountered a moment, place, or sensation, even though logic tells you it's impossible. There are three main flavors of this phenomenon, each with its own eerie twist. First, there's déjà vécu, the feeling you've lived through an entire moment before, down to the smallest details. The scent in the air, the sound of a distant laugh, even your own emotions. Imagine watching a movie and suddenly knowing the next scene, not because you've seen it, but because it feels like you've lived it. Then there's déjà senti, where a feeling or sensation like the melody of a song strikes you as hauntingly familiar, yet you can't place why. Finally, there's déjà visité, where a place you've never been to feels like home, as if you could navigate its streets blindfolded. Each type leaves you with that same mix of awe and confusion, like your brain is playing tricks on you. For most of us, déjà vu is harmless, a fleeting moment that passes in seconds. But for some, it's more intense, even unsettling. In rare cases, frequent or prolonged déjà vu can be linked to neurological conditions like epilepsy, where it's accompanied by hallucinations or disorientation. These cases are the exception, not the rule, but they hint at a deeper connection to how our brains process reality. For the average person, though, déjà vu is more common in certain groups. Studies show that frequent travelers or movie buffs, people exposed to a wide range of experiences, are more likely to encounter it. Curiously, the phenomenon tends to fade with age, as if our brains grow less prone to these mysterious hiccups over time. But where does déjà vu come from? Scientists have been chasing that question for decades, and while we don't have a definitive answer, there are some compelling theories. One leading idea, proposed by Dr. Alan Brown, a psychologist at Southern Methodist University, is the divided attention theory. Imagine you're distracted, maybe glancing at a street sign while chatting on the phone. Your brain catches a glimpse of the scene but doesn't fully process it. Later, when you see something similar, your brain retrieves that half-formed memory, making the moment feel familiar, even though you can't recall the first encounter. Brown tested this in a fascinating experiment at Duke University and Singapore Management University. He showed students images at lightning speed, 10 to 20 milliseconds, too fast to consciously register. When those same images were shown again later, students reported a sense of familiarity, a lab-induced déjà vu. It's as if your brain is saying, I know this, but I don't know how. Another theory points to a glitch in the brain's memory system. Normally, your brain processes experiences in a neat sequence. Short-term memory hands off to long-term memory. But sometimes, the theory goes, a new experience bypasses short-term memory and gets misfiled as a long-term one, making it feel like a distant recollection. It's like your brain's filing clerk got sloppy, mixing up now with then. This idea gained traction from studies of the hippocampus, the brain's memory hub, which can misfire in ways that blur the line between present and past. In epilepsy patients, for example, déjà vu often precedes seizures, suggesting a neurological misstep in how the brain encodes time. Then there's the Gestalt familiarity hypothesis, rooted in early 20th century psychology. This theory suggests déjà vu happens when a new scene mimics the layout of one you've seen before. Picture walking into a cafe that feels oddly familiar, not because you've been there, but because its layout, tables, lighting, even the vibe, matches a place from your past. Researchers at Colorado State University tested this using virtual reality, placing participants in scenes with similar spatial arrangements. Sure enough, when the layout echoed a previous experience, déjà vu was more likely to strike. It's as if your brain recognizes the pattern, not the place, and tricks you into feeling you've been there before. But science doesn't have all the answers, and that's where things get really intriguing. Some believe déjà vu is more than a brain quirk. It's a glimpse into something bigger. Enter the spiritual perspective, where déjà vu is seen as a memory from a past life. In cultures that embrace reincarnation, like those in South Asia, many view these moments as echoes of a previous existence. The idea is that your soul carries fragments of past lives triggered by familiar places, people, or experiences. Take the story of Hanan Mansour, a woman born in Lebanon who married a man named Mon, taking his surname. They had 2 daughters, Layla and Galia, and a son, but Hanan's heart condition worsened after childbirth. At 36, she traveled to Virginia for heart surgery, hoping to leave a message for Layla about splitting her jewelry between her daughters. Tragically, she died during surgery in 1963. 10 days later, a girl named Susan Ganem was born. At 16 months, Suzanne began picking up the phone, saying, "Hello, Layla?" a name her family didn't know. By age 2, she insisted she wasn't Susan but Hanan, reciting names of 13 family members from her previous life. When Susan met Hanan's family, she recognized them instantly, even calling Hanan's husband and sitting on his lap as if no time had passed. Astonishingly, Susan bore a striking resemblance to Hanan. This case, studied by Dr. Ian Stevenson, a pioneer in reincarnation research, is one of over 1,200 verified accounts of children recalling past lives with uncanny detail. Stevenson, who spent 40 years studying such cases, identified patterns. Children often recall past life deaths, describe families they've never met, and carry traits or habits from their previous selves. In 90% of cases, their gender remains consistent across lives, and some even share physical features like facial marks with their past life counterparts. While these stories don't prove reincarnation, they fuel the debate. Could déjà vu be a window into a past life? Or is it just our brains weaving stories from fragments of memory? For those seeking answers beyond science, past life regression therapy offers a way to explore these mysteries. Through hypnosis, people claim to uncover memories of previous lives, often finding comfort or insight. Take the case of a woman who, under hypnosis, recalled being a 19th century sailor, describing a shipwreck in vivid detail. She later found historical records matching her account, down to the ship's name and crew. While skeptics argue these memories could be imagination or suggestion, believers see them as evidence of a deeper truth. Regression therapy can also ease phobias or emotional burdens, suggesting that even if the memories aren't real, they hold power. So what's the truth behind déjà vu? Is it a neurological hiccup, a memory glitch, or a whisper from a past life? The answer remains elusive, and that's what makes it so captivating. Science points to the brain's quirks, divided attention, misfiled memories, or familiar patterns, but it can't explain every case. Spiritual perspectives offer a tantalizing alternative, suggesting our souls carry echoes of lives we've forgotten. At Real World Channel, we've explored mysteries like this before, and the pattern is clear. The more we dig, the more questions we uncover. One thing's certain, Déjà Vu reminds us how little we understand about our own minds. It's a fleeting glimpse into the unknown, a moment where reality bends and the impossible feels real. So the next time you feel that eerie sense of, "I've been here before," pause and wonder, is your brain playing tricks, or is the universe trying to tell you something?